Hello, and welcome to another Culture Foolishness recap. We back with Power Raising Kanan because it is back, so we are back reviewing it. And this
Yes, indeed.
is episode one of season four. I am Creed of Exit Studios, ArcTestMars.com, and my co-host is
Coach Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. If you don't know, now you know, baby, baby.
So yeah, this it's been a little minute. How long has it been since the last episode? It seemed like it's been like a while.
It's been a while, and since the Power Universe has began with 2, 3, and 4, we just got used to there always being some type of, and not only that, but BMF. So like some type of 50 Cent show
Right.
in rotation. And it was nothing in rotation, and we was just experiencing a drought in the streets. So shout
Yeah.
outs to Fifth.
Yeah, they back. They back.
Yes,
Although the
indeed.
Power Universe has shrunk and has, I'm sure they're gonna do another show, but we're not 100% sure what that is yet. Lil
Well, there was
Meech then
talks about
pissed
the
off
yeah.
50 Cent, so BMF is pretty much a wrap. I don't even think they gonna get another season. So whatever happened in the last one, that was pretty much it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, so them niggas
Um
just stuck in Mexico. That's kind of where that ends.
Man, that
Um,
sucks. That was such a cliffhanger too. That a bitch
hey, hey.
talking crazy.
Um, um, yeah, I thought they was talking about a prequel for Power.
Yes, I think they're gonna do a prequel with Tommy and Ghost. So
Yes.
that could be
Although,
interesting.
even if they do a prequel, like they still need to have a young Tommy and young Ghost on Raising Kanan. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you will not act like them niggas just appeared and y'all just was no. You
Right,
need to
because
introduce
eventually
them.
in this season, to me, I feel like this season need to be the season because they already last season introduced the baby mama of what's
Sean.
this Sean. So that's already in motion. So obviously all these things are gonna start falling into place. Like he gotta meet these fools eventually. I thought he knew them longer, but I mean it makes sense if they just met on some drug shit that they met when they was like 18 and 19 or whatever, but still, it's gotta
Well, is
happen
Kana
soon.
18? I think he like 17 or something.
Yeah, I still feel like it need to happen this season.
No,
It
I
just
agree. I feel like it should have happened at the end of last season, but that's just
right,
me.
right.
That's just me.
So
So,
where this season picks up is basically showing how at the end of the last episode of season three, Unique popped up and we was thinking he was dead for the past what 3, 4 episodes he had been dead,
yeah, because
quote unquote,
he got killed
like
in the
mid.
middle of the season. So,
Mhm.
we were sad, and then they made us happy again because he showed up. His
Right,
face looked messed up, but
right.
he's here,
Right.
and he's here, and Ronnie's gone, which is how the natural order should be. Because Ronnie he had to
Yeah, he was tripping.
go hard.
He was super tripping. So he comes to obviously wasn't dead from that beating. Hard to kill Unique, clearly. And he
Clearly.
called early to pick him up and
Hmm.
help get him some help. He takes him to some type of vet, so that's crazy. But obviously, he knew enough to keep him from dying.
I mean, yes, he has to know biology in some capacity,
Right,
So, um, yeah, but he does warn him, like, hey, he suffered a lot of, blows to the head. So this could definitely restructure his whole, like, the person that he was before this is not going to be the person after this, after that type of trauma, head
right.
trauma, that is. Um,
Hmm.
so I ain't gonna hold you. Early is kind of irritating.
I don't really care for him at all. Like, cause my thing is, your boy called you, you help, you so concerned about getting money, but like, can he like get up first? Like, cause that would be dope if you would let him get up. Like, that would be cool. So I don't like his attitude. I feel like Unique being the type of person he is, and also based on what just happened with this head trauma, and obviously, and we saw in the episode, definitely more aggressive and more off than he normally is because he's a much more methodical person, and obviously that's somewhat out the window, not completely because he still was doing those things, but it's just everything jumbled up. He been out,
Hmm.
he ain't seeing what things are happening. He's getting secondhand information and making his own assumptions. So yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Yes, but so, kind of, so like essentially what was actually very dope about this episode, and what I really appreciate that the writers do is that like they don't just throw something in there and then just kind of keep it moving. Like this episode gave the opportunity to go back and to see like, okay, yeah, he ends up being alive, but how? And
And what
and
else was
everything
going on? Because this
and what
stuff that
else was
was in
going on.
this that was not in the last episode, like the whole subplot of um Rocks being pregnant, that wasn't addressed in that at all. But if you look back, probably at the episodes, probably signs that she may have been, and it was the subtle stuff. But again, they went into detail here. Also, um, I like the other thing that happened with what's the older brother's name again?
Marvin. Good
Marvin, our
old
guy
Marvin.
Marvin. So the boss called him to do a job, which actually ended up being some of the funniest scenes in the show, as per usual, if he's involved, because he's a whole fucking fool. Um,
And he's eating all through the episode, just like we love. Come on, starving Marvin. We missed you
Crazy.
and your Fritos and any other popcorn and other snacks that you partake in. We miss that. Just
Hmm.
eating snacks and knocking niggas out. We
And
miss it, and we are so glad that it's back.
he had a raw pelly jacket on too. I was like, I see you out here. I see you out here rapping. I see
He's
you.
outside. He's
He
definitely
always
outside with
doing
it.
his thing. So essentially he got sent to gently tell the husband of the boss's daughter to chill with all of your foolishness out here with these women. At least do it in a way that you're not outside embarrassing people. Because I mean, he was even real about it. He Italian, ain't shit, and he know he got a daughter, and she gonna have to deal with an Italian man that ain't shit. But at least don't be outside embarrassing her, making her look stupid.
Get some couth about yourself.
Hmm.
Get some couth about yourself. So, hope he got that straightened on now. Hope he got it through his head. Like, you know what, maybe I need to chill out or just or find a better way. I mean,
Well, I mean, the fist might have convinced him, I think, you know.
you know, I mean that could be what's needed, because it's just like in Goodfellas. Like he needs to have a gun to his head to be like, you know what, I gotta cheat better because this bitch is gonna kill me if I
Yes,
just keep on playing in her face.
because he was absurd with it. And she was like, look, man, I will kill you. But I love you though, but I
I
will
love you to
shoot
death.
you.
I love you to death, literally. Okay, so you gotta relax. So
So let's
yeah,
see. So we can come back to rocks a little bit. So obviously. she's pregnant in this episode. So last episode she was, but they wasn't showing what she was dealing with in her personal life on the back end of all the tomfoolery that was the season finale of season three. So I the scenes with her at the abortion clinic and all of the stuff that she had to do in regards to that was very interesting.
Um, it was, and I like how we see a softer, and I use air quotes, we saw a softer side of Rock in
Hmm.
this episode, and we can attribute it to the pregnancy. And even though she terminated the pregnancy, then there's still kind of emotional, hormonal things that are still lingering. Because what's also going on in the midst of all of this is that, Kanan don't give a damn about school for real. So
Hmm.
but he has to, because it's a condition of his probation that he like not be expelled. So he has a paper that he has to do in which he has to like kind of write about like a grandparent or something like that.
Hmm.
And um he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to have to talk to or communicate with his mother in any capacity. But since he's forced to, then he literally goes to everybody but her.
Hmm. You toss to the grandmother, Lou, and Marvin, and then he ended up writing about the grandfather.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And obviously, that relationship is tumultuous because left, he left them.
Yes.
And um, the scene with Marvin talking about it hit really hard compared to the other,
To Lou.
to Lou and the grandmother.
Yeah.
Just because when he did get him to kind, because he was like, well, is there anything positive, remember? And then he got to, talking about it, you could see how he really was close to him. That's why it hurt him so bad, and he even
Yeah.
said that, so that was messed up, definitely, to shed a thug tear for that
So
moment.
what made me a little emo was,
Hmm.
once he's at home and he's working on the paper, and Rock comes and checks in, and she's like, like you ain't want to ask me, like I'm his favorite, like blah blah. And he's like, I got everything I need, so I'm good. And he's still giving her this cold shoulder, and she's like, you don't have to love me for me to love you back, like, and that hit me different because as a parent,
Yeah.
like like that is the epitome of unconditional love. They don't have to do anything for you to love them, and that was kind of like the message that she was kind of conveying. And yeah, like that was some great writing, and then like, again, an emotional side of Rock that we typically don't see, because she just be kind of shrugging that off a little bit. But no, she's like, you could do it, basically you could do this all you want to, it's not gonna make me not love you.
Right. And you could
So
tell. It was funny because, like, you could tell that kind of broke him down a little bit because he was like, because it's hard because he do love his mom. He just mad at her because of all her foolishness, So it's like he don't hate her. He do, but he don't. He really don't. It's just mad, and he should be mad because she did some crazy ass shit. It's like, in the way his life is right now, as far as being in a life and all of that, like, she pushed him into that even when he really wasn't fully gonna go that direction. I feel like she pushed him into it more.
no, he wanted in. She tried to shield
Keep
that
him
from
out of
him,
it, right?
and he wanted in so bad that she was like, "All right, nigga, if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna show you how to do it right."
Hmm.
Which may not have been the best approach, but
Right.
also I get it because
You could be
you,
out here out and get
you could
killed and all this other shit.
you could be Tariq at the end of the first power. Your parents won't let
Mm.
you in. They won't give you the game. So you try to figure it out on your own, and you make all these dumbass mistakes. So,
Because that's why by the first half, halfway through the first season of Power Book 2 and the second and all that, he was so on point because he fucked up so much. He knew how not to fuck up at that point.
well, it was that, and towards the end, Tasha did start to put him on because she
Oh,
was
for
like, "At this
sure.
point, you gonna do it. So let
Right.
me
At
let you
least
not,
tell you, yeah,
yeah."
what to do.
So, yeah, that's just like an interesting decision that you make as a parent. Like, okay, I
Hmm.
don't want you in this, but since you insist, then here's how to
Hmm.
do it right.
Right. And then what else they show? They show jukebox with the little bandmate. I forgot her
I
name. Do you?
I forgot her name too. I will
But
do better, guys.
obviously they're having a little feeds of a romance happening, but the scene where they were at dinner and the parents was basically like yeah, oh, whatever y'all doing, this little singing group bullshit.
Well,
Essentially.
like, so before that, I want to go back to when they was at the spot with Kanan
Hmm.
and Jukebox and Lou kind of had a moment because Lou been fucking up, and
Yeah.
he apologized for it, but I mean, Jukebox is very whatever with it.
Hmm.
So she just kind of going with the flow at this point. And it's just interesting because the girl, the new love interest, she doesn't know what really happened to Nicole. That's why she's asking Kanan, like,
Mm.
oh, what was she like? How did she look? Jukebox is so dope because she just kind of is like, she's not in the picture no more. And she don't really for real know why.
Hmm.
And, Kanan, he's playing it cool and he's not giving too much info, especially since essentially he's the one who killed her. So, oops. So
Yep, he sure
that,
did.
that's what happens when you don't teach your kids what to do in the game. And
Hmm.
he out here just jacking people up. Niggas dropping like flies. That's not how you keep the cash flowing. But I
Hmm.
digress, ladies and gentlemen.
I remember
Um,
that. I was like, no.
and speaking of jukebox, because like we saw the scene with in the spot with Lou, and it's very interesting the dynamic. You mentioned her meeting the parents and all of that, but like, how about the fact that she's the one who picked up Rock from the chop shop? So like she
Hmm.
like Rock entrusted her with that information. She could have had Marvin and somebody, but I'm gonna have Nisi Poo come pick me up. And
Well,
it's kind of
she
like,
a woman. Obviously, that's
I mean,
gonna
kinda.
help that. I mean, more so, I can see her wanting her to come versus one of her brothers for sure. Um,
I eh.
to me, I can see that more.
Well, yeah, but Rock has such this tough exterior that like she knows she could tell Marvin, "Hey, come pick me up," and this nigga's not gonna ask any questions. She's not even
That's
gonna have to
true.
talk about it.
True.
Can't call Luke because that nigga's gonna be drunk. We don't need
Yeah,
nobody
he's
drunk
gonna be
driving
drunk,
home.
right? But
But
she wanted to
like,
talk about it. That's why
in
she
some capacity,
wanted.
she wanted to be like, "Hey,
This
I
is
did
what
this and it
happened.
was Neeks," and niggas like, "Shit."
Yikes! Right? She was like, "Damn, okay, okay." That nigga Joey badass. He like, shit, I make the fucking my enemies like me, motherfucker. Yes. But all seriousness, that I feel like, yes, it was more so the aspect of her really wanting to be able to talk to someone low key. So that's why that happened. Let's see. Was something else sad in this episode with the grandmother when Kanan had to come to the hospital for her and finding out that she got cancer.
Yeah.
So that's super messed up. And obviously, Her and Rock don't have no good relationship at all.
No, no, they do not. So so yeah, she's just kind of, it's almost like she's kind of battling that alone because her kids don't really fuck with her like that, which is unfortunate, but it's also like
You
like your
create
kids
that.
don't fuck with you because of you. Like so I like it's unfortunate, but I can't be like, oh my God. They're like, no, 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 no. They ain't wake
You
up and
did
just
something.
choose
Yeah,
that.
you
Yeah,
did
like
something.
whatever they say you did that shit.
And the
Um
way she act up until
oh yeah,
this
she act a mess.
episode,
She act a mess.
you know damn well it's the reason why they don't fuck with her like that, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
and
she
it's
she is
funny,
absolutely full of it.
right? And it's funny because this is one of the first episodes I ain't really see her interact with anybody but Kanan. And of course, that's her grandbaby. So her whole entire demeanor is completely
Mm-hmm.
different with him because that's the grandbaby. But the way she be talking to them is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like the boys and Rock, like either one, she be talking to them crazy. So
Absolutely insane.
let's see what else
Um
happened in this
I want to
episode.
go
So many
back to
things.
Unique and Early because
Oh yeah.
even though that nigga's annoying, I will say that he dropped game on Neek because Neek
Oh
is all
yeah.
like Neek is over here like give me this nigga can't even stand up straight. He give me the keys to the
Uh-huh.
car because I'm about to ride through on Nick. Like how
You can't
Sway
even stand
like
up.
so
He what he
the
say? He was
nigga
like, this fool want to drive and he can't even stand.
right
He
and
fell out in
so
the kitchen.
exactly. And so, he dropped game on him to be like, bro, you got an advantage right now because everybody think you gone, so you're invisible for real. Like
Hmm.
instead of being so fixated on showing niggas that you alive, make them think you not because you
For a
can
while,
move
because now
better.
you can move different. Yep.
So that was
Which
one
she was
this
like, oh, yes, you are correct. And
touche.
totally, this whole episode was him pretty much moving around like a ghost.
Yeah. Or not even I mean, because he can't move. So not even moving around for real, but just kind of chilling. And I think after that, then he allowed himself to heal as opposed to trying to get
Hmm.
right back to it. But he also was like, okay, like keep my ear to the streets because I need to know what the deal is. But I'm gonna roll with this whole invisible ploy.
Hmm.
Um, so 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 early, he kind of gets the word on the street that Rock is back in the game, and she then kind of took over the connect that Neek was using and all this. So now it looks like
She set
she
him up.
or she had punk ass Ronnie. She was in cahoots with him, and since Kanan
Hmm.
is rolling with this fool, it looks crazy. And since
Hmm.
Rock has a reputation of being kind of dirty with people that she didn't mess with, then he's just created a whole scenario in his head that set him up and that she plotted and schemed on him and all these things. And I mean, obviously, for us to be the viewers, we're like, no, man, like she was carrying your seed. But he don't know that. What he know what he, is thinking of and everything like that, and the puzzle pieces he's trying to put together. My
Hmm.
problem is when he gets crazy, I just don't think Early should have gave that fool a gun. Cause
That was crazy. I would have literally tried to finesse that whole
I'd have
like
been over here. He's like, you got a piece? Like, I don't even believe in that. Like, I don't, I roll with Martin. I don't roll with Malcolm. Like, I know we turn the other cheek when they like
like I left my gun, so I don't have one here right now. Like I literally would have said
I
anything
left it at the liquor store. I'm gonna go back and get it. Like I
because he literally pointed the gun at him at the end of that scene. And it was just like, no.
Cause I'd be like, okay, I was like, oh, they think I'm dead. I ain't never been more alive. It's like, that's cool. Can I live? Because it just don't feel like I'm gonna be able to live if you just like, can't you point it over there? Like, why is it? Listen, the vet told you this nigga was gonna be gone in the head. Guns. I don't. What? That's that's passe. We don't even carry those no more. Like,
That would have been funny. Now that would have been funny, but they wouldn't have had that dramatic scene with him holding the gun with the scarred up face if he was smarter there. Um, so before a couple of things before we wrap up, I want to talk about that scene with Lou and what's the boy name? Kanan's friend used to be his
famous?
friend, famous, his sister.
Oh
So she
yes, yes, yes,
came
yes.
back and she came to see Lou, and Lou pretty much was giving her the cold shoulder, but she clearly still likes him. I was surprised actually. She was like, I miss you. It's like,
Like,
okay. He was like, yeah, whatever.
hey,
But she did him dirty, so I get it,
I'm like,
It's like we're not
yeah,
really about to be going backwards on that. Shit, I don't
not
even
at
have to
all.
be drunk to know that or sober to know that. Either one.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
And
And shouts out to his partner for not letting that nigga just
oh
drive
man,
into a
because he was
tree.
about to die. And I also want to talk about this scene, which is actually interesting because I want to see if she gets integrated more in as a character. And she should if she's going to end up being the baby mama. But the scene when the delivery dude was basically complaining about the money, and
Yeah,
she kind of gave him some advice based on her dad owning a business, and it was pretty good advice too. And it was like,
yeah,
I wonder if she's going to be someone that's more integrated into the business at some point, just off of being intelligent, because it looked like she wants to be for sure.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's gonna be interesting, for sure, to see how that, unravels over the season. Last thing I kind of want to touch on is when Jukebox meets up with Nicole's father. Shouts out to Nicole's
Mm,
father. And
he's so cool.
he was so freaking excited for her. He's like, what's the name of the group? I'm gonna buy all these copies of the CD when they drop. You about to
Mhm.
be a superstar. Like, especially since his wife ain't shit. Shouts
Mhm.
out to him. That was
Yeah,
very
that
dope.
was a
Like,
very dope scene, and it really showed how much she need a person like him in her life that's like pure, positive, without, obviously her father could say something like that, all this stuff, but she know on the low this nigga go outside and shoot people and stuff. So it's like it's like a pure person, a regular person, plus the fact that she was even able to ask him about the military, and she can't even talk to her people about that shit at all. So that was a really dope interaction, and it's cool that he still, want to have something to do with her, even though the circumstances, is real fucked up. He, got some positive out of it. And I guess it's, if his daughter loves her, it's something to her. So he just want to have that connection with his daughter still through that
mm-hmm.
too. So, that's all there. But I think we pretty much hit everything in this episode for the most part.
Yeah, I think
Um,
we've got it.
so think we're gonna end it here, but we will be back next week for the review and ask for the Culture Foolishness regular podcast. That's on a little brief break. We're probably just gonna come back with a new season and cap that one off. And it will be a slightly different format, but still fun and all of that good stuff. But more details on that later. I
Yeah,
just wanted to
yeah.
put that out there just in case people wondering. But we will be back next week with the review of the next episode of Power Raising Kanan. So
Yes,
I
indeed.
am. Oh, what was
No, I was
what
gonna say
was
this is gonna be a good season. We are looking
I
forward to it.
yes, it's definitely gonna be good. I could tell by the setup, even just nuanced stuff for me, like I could see the way that was filmed was a little different. It just have
Hmm.
a lot. It's this to me is the best Power spinoff because the acting, the way they got their sets on point, with it being a period piece, like they never had no random 2000 something car in the background or nothing. Like they are like on it. So when literally in Game of Thrones, it's scenes with Starbucks cups on the floor in the background. Like that's how they would. And the Starbucks, this is not even Earth. What is you talking about? Like, who knows where the shit that happened in Game of Thrones? That could be a different planet with some different people. And they got Starbucks though. So yeah, they're killing it. That's the only reason why I brought that up, just to compare it. But on that note, I am Creed of Exodus Studios, architectsmars.com, and my co-host is
Coach Tamara Simone.
peace, peace, everybody. See you next week.